Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good day, champions. This slide is a reminder that you are part of elite program in the National Science and Mathematics Olympiad NSMO. We are currently focusing on the biology competition in phase 1. Concentrate on mastering the details, as gifted individuals are the ones who connect the dots. And here we are, we're still in chapter 5, human body systems. We are now shifting our focus to the chemical control system in the body. Look at the table. We have completed several systems. Our focus today is on the endocrine system and the human reproductive system. So stay tuned. This is our sixth lecture. We will study the systems that control growth, development, and reproduction, endocrine system, and the human reproductive system. Our goals are clearly defined. We will cover the endocrine glands and their functions, the mechanism of hormone action, and the structure of the male and female reproductive systems. Today, we are exploring one of the most amazing control systems in your body, the endocrine system. Instead of using wires and electricity like machines, your body uses chemical messages called hormones. So, hormones lead us to endocrine system. Okay, these glands release hormones into blood, which travel everywhere to your brain, your heart, your bones, and even your mood. Let's start with the first one here, hypothalamus. So, hypothalamus is the master communicator. Another one, it's pituitary gland. That one here, they called it the master glands. Pituitary gland. Thyroid gland, it's the metabolism engine. Pancreas, blood sugar control. Adrenaline glands, they called it emergency responders. Okay. Testes, ovaries, testes is for male, ovaries is for male. So they are the reproductive directors. And we also have pineal gland. They called it the body's night light. We also have thymus. They called it the immune trainer. And the last one here we have kidneys. They called it endocrine rule. Functions of endocrine glands have four main axes. First one is coordinating body systems. That one. So basically that one is they coordinate different body systems so they work together smoothly instead of acting separately. That's the first function. Second function is stimulating growth processes. It's mean hormones like growth hormone help bones, muscles, and tissues grow at the right time. The third function is adapting to psychological stress. So, when stressed or afraid, glands release hormones like adrenaline to help the body focus or respond. The last function is regulating internal environment. It's mean they maintain balance inside the body, like sugar levels, temperature, blood pressure, and solids. So, the endocrine system helps your body grow, stay calm under stress, stay balanced, and work as one team. Let's see the relationship between endocrine glands and hormones. And let's start with The endocrine glands secrete hormones into the blood to regulate the function of body systems. That means the endocrine glands send chemical messages through the blood to control how body systems work, like turning things on and off. So here, turns on or off. That's the first one. Okay, a hormone is a chemical. What's that mean? It's mean a hormone doesn't affect everything. It targets specific cells that are designed to respond to it. So here, targeting specific cells. Okay, and we're done with that. And we see now the endocrine glands, and it's like have hormones. So the relationship, it's like more deeper. Let's see the other one. The glands work together in coordination. That's mean the gland don't work alone. They form a team that shares the mission to keep the body balanced. And for example, let's have an example about that. Okay, for example, sexual development is not controlled slowly by sex glands, but also involves to the pituitary, pineal, thymus, and adrenaline glands. That means sexual development is a group project. Several glands release hormones at the right time to make it happen. Okay, the last one. It's the endocrine glands function is cooperation with the nervous system and are responsible for chemical integration in that body. It's mean the nervous system sends fast electrical messages while endocrine system sends slowly chemical ones, but with longer and lasting effects. Think of your body as a smart city. The nervous system controls the traffic lights, and the endocrine system writes the laws that keep everything running smoothly. Let's talk about mechanism of hormone action. Look at the figure. The hormones secreted substance travel through the bloodstream until it reaches the target cells, which contain specific receptor for it. Let's talk in detail about that mechanisms. First step is hormone is produced. The gland secreting cell producing the hormone. Moving to the next step here, which is hormone enters the bloodstream. The hormone is released into the bloodstream and travels through the body. The third step is hormone travels until it finds its target cells. Look, it's like here, and this is target cells, and also there is here a target cells. This is step 3. It means the hormone keeps flowing until it finds its specific target cells, probably that one or that one. Okay, this is step number 3. Going to step number 4, hormone binds to a receptors. That's the receptors. Here, the receptors. Here, the receptors for the target cells. So it binds to a specific receptors on the target cells, like a key fitting only on lock. The last step is now the target cells will respond. So it will be respond. So it means that the target cells activates a response such as growth, making substance, or stopping a function. Remember this. A hormone is a message. The blood is delivery system, and the target cell is the only one allowed to open the messages. Let's talk about the pituitary gland. And pituitary gland is located at the base of the brain. It's called the master gland because it secretes hormones that control the function of many other endocrine glands, such as the thyroid, adrenaline, and gonads. Let's talk about other glands, which is the adrenaline gland. The adrenaline gland is located above the kidney. It's responsible for adapting to stress. Its cortex secretes metabolic hormones, and its medulla secretes epinephrine, and they called it adrenaline. And norepinephrine, it's called noradrenaline. And in response to danger, they called it the fight or fight response. Okay? Calcium levels in our body are very important, not only for bones and teeth, but also for muscle movement and nerve signals. So the body needs a smart system to keep calcium balanced. So the glands, we will talk about it, it's maintain calcium level. So this balance is controlled by two glands here, one of them called thyroid and parathyroid glands. And they are working in harmony. Okay, let's see the diagram here. Also, they work to maintain, as we said before, the calcium level. So when calcium level in our body is high, the thyroid glands would be released a hormone called calcitonin. Calcitonin will be lower the level of calcium with normal. But if the level it will be more or too low, here it would be happen calcitonin, as we said, reduce calcium by storing in bones and decreasing its absorbing into the body. And now, as we said, if calcium levels drop below normal, now the other glands will work, which is the parathyroid glands, and it would be released a hormone called BTH. Okay, so that would be the hormone. It will be rise the level, and BTH increases calcium by releasing it from bones, absorbing more from the intestines, and retaining in the kidneys. Okay, so basically when calcium is high, it will be thyroid produce calcitonin, and what we maintaining as a normal. And when calcium would be low, there's a parathyroid will be reduced and would be high the calcium again. So it's it's like make the calcium level in our blood maintaining no high nor low. Okay, and look to the picture here. We see the picture. The thyroid glands in the front of neck release calcitonin, while the small parathyroid glands behind it release BTH. And the image and the diagram show how both glands switch roles to maintain calcium balance in the body. So the main function of thyroid and parathyroid is to maintaining blood calcium level by producing two hormones, calcitonin and BTH. Now we move on another very important gland in the human body, the pancreas. So let's ask this question. What does the pancreas do? The pancreas is a gland located behind the stomach and has a dual role, digestive and endocrine. Let me write it down here. The role of it, digestive and endocrine. Endocrine. 1, 2, 2. Okay. As part of endocrine system, the pancreas controls the blood sugar levels. Okay. So let me ask another question. How does it control blood sugar? Here is very important. Look to this diagram here. When blood sugar rises after eating, the pancreas releases insulin to reduce glucose level. And insulin helps cells absorb glucose and use it for energy or store it in the liver. And when blood sugars drops, the pancreas releases glycogen to increase glucose levels. So glycogen signals the liver to release stored glucose into the bloodstream. The main idea, the pancreas acts as a smart balance that regulates and maintains normal blood sugar levels. Now we move on the human reproductive system. Its primary function is to ensure the continuation of the human species by producing gametes and sex hormones. First, let's talk about human male reproductive system. And the first thing that we will talk about is the testes. Okay, the testes produce sperm cells and secrete testosterone, the hormone responsible for male characteristics. And inside the testes are the seminophilous tubules, where sperm cells are formed. And let's move to another one. Genital ducts have several things inside it. The first one is epididymis. So epididymis is where sperm cells mature and gain the ability to move. Vas deferens is the transport sperm from the epididymis to the ejaculatory duct. The other one, urethra. Urethra is the tube that carries both urine and semen to the outside of the body. So, notice how the system is highly efficient. Production, maturation, transport, and release, a perfectly organized process. Let's keep going with accessory sex glands. So, it's a prostate gland, and the prostate secretes an alkaline part of semen that protects sperm in the acidic environment of the vagina. Okay, the other one, seminal vesicles. So the seminal vesicles secrete a fluid rich energy, fructose, to fuel and move the sperm. Cooper's gland, okay, and they called it bulbourethral. Its Cooper's glands release a viscous alkaline fluid before ejaculation to clean and lubricate the urethra. Let's talk about now male hormones. We have testosterone. This hormone stimulates sperm production and develops male secondary characteristics during puberty. And we have other one is FSH. FSH is regulates the production of sperm in the testes. And we have LH, and LH stimulates the testes to secrete testosterone. Okay. The male reproductive system is not just about producing sperm. It's a precise system of glands for energy, protection, and hormones for control. We have, on the other hand, the human female reproductive system. And let's start with ovaries. So they produce egg cells and secrete female sex hormones, estrogen and progesterone. Second, oviducts. fallopian tube, and they serve as the passage from the egg, and filterization usually occurs here. Okay, let's talk about uterus. It's the site where the embryo implants and develops. Vagina, a muscular tube that serves as the birth canal and allows sperm to enter. Now let's talk about female hormones. We have estrogen and progesterone, and they regulate the menstrual cycle and develop female secondary characteristics. And we have FSH, it stimulates maturation of ovarian follicles. And we have LH, triggers ovulation and formation of the corpus luteum. Okay, the female reproductive system is not only about producing eggs. It's a complete system for transport, development, and hormonal control. This is summary of our topic. We covered the endocrine glands, their functions, the mechanism of hormone action, examples of endocrine glands, and structure of both the male and female reproductive systems. Thank you for your effort and focus, distinguished student. I wish you all the best in your studies. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Goodbye.